I remember as my first full-blown awakening approached, for a couple of days, I would wake up and everything around me was mutated. And I did not drink, I did not do drugs. I think I was even pregnant at the time, or I just had a baby. And I was not on any medications. I never am on any medications. But everything was just very colorful and very mutated. Or muted, not mutated, muted. And people who were not usually in my immediate environment were like caricatures. Like just their anger, their upsetness, their discomfort is like, y'all can't be real. This is a joke, right? So you get to be in such a fine state of being that the potential of being anything else is nowhere in your realm of cognitive experience. Like, it's just not a possible reality. You wouldn't understand why these people are so upset. You would like, you can't even fathom it. And so that state of being went away and had the full-blown enlightenment, and then that all faded away, and then I'm back into like deep, dark, depressed way that was my average and didn't even realize was depression. So now many years later, go down in the dark, did that, lots of torture, and coming out of it, and people are speaking about how our realities are shifting. I had an experience just before that initial awakening faded, and I was upset about something. I went into the woods and I just screamed. I just let out my frustration. And then I went and hugged all the trees like, I'm sorry I did this to you, you know? Because I hold on to the tree and scream. Like, okay, I'm sorry. Thank you for taking that. And I'm sitting there. And I was in like bright enough pink to be almost neon. Nice neon pale pink, if you can get that vibe. And I'm sitting, you know, amongst the bushes, and this family comes in and starts playing in the water, like not too far from me. Not a one of them saw me. Kids, adults, you know, just playing away. And I'm like, this is weird. And then I look over, and there's a path, and there's this guy all in black, and he just looks at me. Then, you know, like I wasn't supposed to see him, and that path does not exist in the reality I was inhabiting. So I know that I had stepped over into in between dimensions, maybe, where both existed. So it was so closely parallel that I could step from one to the other. And then I went back home, resumed my normal life. And as I said, that was while that initial awakening was fading. And so everything became very harsh. And I couldn't avoid the harsh reality of the people around me any longer. So now, going into inner self, opening up again, like, woo, tuning into spirits that I haven't for a long time because they were interfering. Feeling all joyful, and I only leave when I have to, and a one-stop shopping is the best deal for me. So obviously that's Walmart. Get my groceries and anything else that I need. I was, it's like, so when you're under a really high stress and everything around you is a blur, like you have to focus on somebody and then they're gone. It was like walking around like that, but I'm not under high stress. When I go shopping, I've got a list and I know the layout of the store. I know exactly where to get what I want, and I just stick to the same thing. It's just simpler that way. I don't have to spend all my time in there, especially with Anubis in there. Like, she has her service dog vest. It says service dog on it. It's got the nice official patch. It even looks like a police uniform. It's black with blue stripes. And people still just can't help but reach out and go to pat her. And she's all like, hey, hey, I'm doing something here. And other people were like, oh, what a sweet dog. Oh, can I pet? Fuck the fuck off. I'm on a mission here and I ain't got patience for nobody. Like, I need to remain focused or I detach. You'll be talking to somebody who does not know who they are. Like, do I need a name? I don't think I need a name. I know who I am. I feel my energy. I can feel your energy. I know who you are, you know. I don't need your name. But, so I'm going through the store, and it's like that. It's not like the mutated colors because I'm in, an artificial atmosphere, an artificial environment, being inside Walmart. But it's like everybody else was a blur except for the patient, pleasant, deliberate, conscious, present people. And so I'd go, and the shelves everywhere I went to get the things that I normally get were empty. I'm just like looking at all these empty shelves like, okay, we have to find replacement products. And so I'm trying to navigate the store, keeping an eye on the shelves, looking for what. And it was overcrowded because it was a weekend. I usually go during the weekday. And it's just, this pleasant guy's face. And he just slowly backs up his cart. And I just slowly go around him. Like, we're people on our vibe, man. We're just doing our thing nice and slow and easy. To, like, follow the path of the good vibe people, man. There's pathways wherever you go. Follow them, tune in. You'll get to where you got to go. It's, I'll turn around and like, oh, crazy old lady reaching into the cart again. I literally just growl at people, like snare at them. Ugh. Like, I don't need to explain it to them. They are grown-ass adults. Service dog is providing a service. They are not there for you to be cut in the battle. You're interfering with a service dog, man, when you do that. Don't do that. So, it's, and I've been in a line and turned around to the guy, and at one point, he's like, oh, you're a good dog. And then he turned away and did other things. And I turned to him after I checked out. I was like, thank you for not asking to pet my dog and not reaching out to do it. He says, no, she's a service dog. I wouldn't do that. I said, thank you. Not everybody, respects that. So they're good people. And I can focus on their faces. I can see the details. I can tell you what that gentleman looked like. Like, everybody else is just like a fog. Initially, when I walked in the store, I was like, should I be afraid of this? Is there something wrong with my brain? Like, am I having an aneurysm? And then I remembered when I was approaching my awakening. So I know that I'm coming into a more expanded experience. And I can see the potentials of it. But I'm just sharing this so that those of you who are going through it, that our realities are splitting. Some people are going off on one timeline and the rest of us are going off on another. So if you're going off on that higher timeline with a more peaceful earth, more supportive communities, then you may have a similar experience where everything looks like there's a whole bunch of stuff that's muted, and then you'll see this clear with clarity one person. That just means that they're on the same vibe as you are. That's all it is. If you see people and you like you can't make out the details of their face, or you don't want to, like everything's just a blur, just blur. Let it blur. Move through it. Just keep on going, because you're going to find that shiny face, and they're the people that are going to be on the same path. Let everything continue to blur, and they'll get further and further. They won't even notice you. And you'll see that people will be walking and they won't even see me. I'll be like, whoa, I'm hey. But they're looking directly in my direction. But I'm on such a different vibrational level that I can see them, but they can't see me. And that's where your cryptids and things come in. They'll manifest to certain people, and to other people they'll be like, no, they ain't real, we don't ever find their bones. Like they live in a parallel reality that is just close enough to ours that they can see us, but we can't see them unless we're in tune with it, or they're hiding from us, because they do that too. So hopefully that will help somebody, so that they don't feel like they have to go to the doctors and get a brain scan. Or if you feel like you have to, of course you have to, and the doctor says there's nothing wrong with your brain, then you know there is nothing wrong with your brain. You can believe your doctor. You're just separating into a different reality. And I'd be so bold as to say a more pleasant one, because people in darker realities, they're just not noticing anything changing. No, if anything, things are getting worse for them. Everybody's grumpier, everything's more negative, and all of that. So hopefully that helps. Sharing the journey and the insanity, that is a blessing and a good sign.